ND Football Enjoyer hit me up on Twitter and asked the question, what gets Notre Dame closer to a national championship? Is it an elite wide receiver emerging or an elite defensive tackle emerging? Now, I'm going to go ahead and interpret the elite defensive tackle emerging as kind of having a slash next to it and being an elite pass rusher sort of emerging on the defensive line with the departure of Isaiah Foskey. So we got to unpack that one, but we got to frame the conversation first. Okay, again, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Judy Piquel to have your questions answered in this kind of format, also on our live show. But we got to frame this conversation first before we jump into it. Because the way that I look at this is what is around those positions? Like what would be around that pass rusher on defense? What would be around that receiver on offense? Offensively, you bring in the quarterback, Sam Hartman, who I fully expect to win the job when it's all said and done. He is the ACC's all-time leading touchdown pass, or all-time leader in touchdown passes. You catch my drift. They also bring back a ton when it comes to that running back room. Dudes who ran the football a lot for them last year at Notre Dame, okay? They're all back, okay? They're all back. They're going to be forces for you on the ground. You have Joe Alt on the offensive line. Like, you got some pieces at Notre Dame offensively, okay? Now, defensively, you bring back 72% of your defensive production. You lose Isaiah Foskey. Like I just said, I think Jordan Botelho is going to be a stud for them. Like, we still have some more segments we'll do here in the future, whether it's a live show, whether it's a one-off, where we're going to talk about more breakout players. Jordan Botelho is going to be on that list. Had a good year a season ago. I think with the departure of Isaiah Foskey, that leaves an opportunity for him to be that emerging pass rusher for you. At the end of the day, though, the way that I look at Notre Dame's roster, it's a very high-floor roster. Even if you don't have an elite wide receiver step up, even if you don't have an elite defensive tackle step up, I think they're going to be in good shape and be able to win 9 games again, or maybe even surpass that, just by nature of having Sam Hartman on the roster, by nature of Jordan Botelho stepping up. Like, I think they're going to be in good shape, okay? So the roster as a whole, if neither of these guys step up, elite wide receiver or elite defensive tackle, the roster and Notre Dame are in a good spot in year 2 under Marcus Freeman. Now, here's what I would say. What is maxing out 2023 all about for Notre Dame? What is it all predicated on? I'll answer that in just a second, but make sure you're following me on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Judy Piquel. Most of all, though, make sure you're subscribed to the On3 YouTube channel because we talk ball here every single day. You're a junkie. We're junkies. We talk ball. Like, that's kind of how we get down. So we appreciate y'all for allowing us to do that. To answer that question, what is maxing 2023 out in terms of potential for Notre Dame all about? It goes hand in hand with maxing out the potential of one Sam Hartman. And I said this, the offense is going to be good. With Sam Hartman at quarterback, he's going to elevate everybody's level of play. You bring back that running back room, they're going to be in good shape. But to max it out, got to have an elite wide receiver step up. So to answer that question, ND Football Enjoyer, I would pick the elite wide receiver stepping up. Now, who could that be? Is it Deion Colsey? Tobias Merriweather? We've seen Jaden Greathouse make some plays so far during spring camp, the early enrollee wide receiver out of Texas. There's got to be some sense of urgency at wide receiver for Notre Dame because you have 1 year of Sam Hartman. He's not coming back next year. Okay, he's not going to be back in that Golden Dome this time next season. He's going to be getting ready for the NFL draft. You have 1 year of an elite quarterback on your roster. How much can you make that mean for you in 2023? So he's going to be good. Like I said, the offense is going to be just fine. But to be elite, you brought Sam Hartman here to win more than 9 games. You won 9 games a season ago with primarily playing a backup quarterback. That's fine. You brought Sam Hartman there to win a national championship, to get to the college football playoff. And he's only as good as whoever's catching the rock for him, right? Like, you can only be as lethal as whoever's able to separate for you. And again, they'll be better, but to be game-breaking good, you need an alpha wide receiver to step up because you're going to run the football well. Like I just said, you're going to run the football well. But what happens when they crowd that box, like we talk about here a lot, being able to fight different styles, when they crowd that box and try and take away the run from Notre Dame, do you have another punch? Do you have another style you can throw at the defense? Because if they crowd that box, you can go play action, hit somebody over the top deep, whether it's Deion Colsey or any of those receivers or any of those wide receivers I just mentioned. That would be the world that Notre Dame would like to live in. Notre Dame fans would like to live in, because I think that means you're making the college football playoff. If you're able to be that dynamic offensively. The defense brings back a ton of production. Only allowed 23 points a game a season ago. I think they're going to be okay. I think the floor is higher there. But offensively, the ceiling, I think, is very, very high. Potentially doesn't exist if you get the right guys on the outside at wide receiver. So like I was saying, the sense of urgency for Notre Dame. You got a 1-year window. How satisfied they are with that wide receiver position, I think we'll be able to learn a lot about that post-spring with the transfer portal window round 2. Because if they feel good about who they have in-house, they'll say, all right, we'll roll with it into fall. Let's go. We got our guys. We think they're good enough for us to get where we want to go, and we have high expectations here. Cool, we'll roll. If they're unhappy with it, keep an eye on what they do in the portal if they're in the market for a wide receiver. Because then that just means, okay, we didn't feel good enough about what happened during the spring. We need to add personnel. We need to get somebody in here that can be that alpha dog for us. But Notre Dame, for me, they're going to be dangerous this year. The fact that we're even getting this question about Notre Dame being a national title contender, a lot of that is predicated on Sam Hartman. You max out Sam Hartman's potential by getting the elite wide receiver to step up or via the portal for Notre Dame. But I promise you, we will watch this thing like a hawk. Spring football is on and popping in South Bend. This will not be the last time we talk about the Irish. Okay, so make sure you're locked in right here. This has been the Hard Count. Nick Brake lifting heavy, doing everything that you see here, but this is your show. Subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at JD Piquel to make your voice heard, and maybe we'll even answer your question if you hit me up on Twitter. Okay, so we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.